Hey guys, this is Samuel Eicher. I'm with Eicher Design Build, and today we're going to show you how to do a standing seam hidden fastener roof. We're also going to show you how to install it, what to use. I know there's lots of products out there in the market, the products that we feel comfortable doing and having underneath the metal roof, and what to use and how to install it. So I'm just going to run through a quick what tools we use and all that. Seamers. You can get these here, they sell them. They got one for your 16-inch panel. It'll fit right between the ribs. Just like that. And they also have a bigger one. If you're doing valleys, and you got a longer angle, you can get that on there and make so you don't have near, I mean, a lot of times I just use a 6-inch bender, but then you end up having, if you're not careful, you can have little creases, and then you're looking up the valley after you're all done, it looks a little bit ugly. So you can see how those are. Caulk gun, everybody knows what a caulk gun is. Chalk line. These are probably some of the most critical things to do. Benders and snips. Over the years, I've learned as many roofs as we've done in the past to get, usually try to have fresh pairs of snips on hand, because as soon as you get a little bit of someone cut something they're not supposed to, it'll put a little divot in the knife, and then when you're trying to get a nice clean cut done somewhere where someone sees it, it's going to leave a little bit of a notch or something like that, where you run your finger along there or it catches or something like that, and then someone's running their hand along that, and next thing you know, someone's bleeding on the job. So I always try to have an extra set of new snips along. That way if someone has someone that damaged, you got extra ones there. Butyl tape. I'll show you all where this uses. M-Seal expandable foam. Pipe boots, screws. So I do have some washered screws, and some of this is, so there's multiple ways to do it. You can build a whole block thingy and cap it where you have the screws that come down on the bottom side so you don't actually penetrate the roof. Or if it's possible to get your pipe to go somewhere other than the roof would be nice, but you got plumbing, that's usually going to go out through the roof. So you do have some spots where you're going to have to use exposed fastener screws just because of a pipe. Talk about penetration through the roof. If you have skylights, vent, I guess stoves, that would be the same as pipe, but skylights, if you can, build a curb and get your skylight mounted on top of your curb. And if y'all want to see pictures then, I mean, I got pictures of jobs we've done where we've had all that, and there's some jobs we've done where you can't teach. I'm only teaching you like this much. You're rolling on a job and you look at the roof like, how am I supposed to do this? And it's just, you got to think outside the box. And if you know what water can do, because water will travel uphill, so you got to know that. And if you know that water is going to travel uphill, then you know where to keep it, go uphill a little bit, but then keep it from going any further. Put silicone behind there. That way it stops it. Then it'll turn it back around and go back downhill. So roof penetrations. All that to say, roof penetrations. If you can, it takes time. I'm telling you, a standing roof, you want to do it right, it's going to take a lot of time. And first time around, I mean, I'm bidding on a church roof right now. It's about 80 square. Just a standing seam to put the trim on and the panels, where you're looking at about a little over 20 grand just for a couple guys to get out to put the standing seam trim on and all the panels. That doesn't include any lift rentals and all that. That's just the labor to put 80 square roof on. And depends how many valleys you got coming in, you know, how cut up the roof is, how much you got going on. If you got pitch breaks, where the roof changes pitch, you got dormers in there, you've got valleys coming into valleys where they change angles. I mean, it's just If you can do a time and material and a customer's okay with that, give them a rough idea what it's going to be, but you want to always try and go on the high side because you don't want to cut yourself short on labor, especially on a stain seam roof and trying to do with the hidden faster. So the roof penetrations, water, want to stay hydrated. And then Pinhead screws. All the trim that you put on, because it's hidden faster, you're not gonna use nails. You'll use Pinhead screws. You're gonna screw all the trim on. I would not recommend using any roofing nails or anything. That'd be probably a lot quicker because you just take a roofing nail and you just pow, 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 put that on. But the way it's designed is you got where your panel will all bend over the bottom of the drip edge, and you wanna make sure that when that wind comes along and it goes to pull up on that thing is solid, and that's why we recommend using Pinhead screws on all your trim. NovaFlex, they do sell this here. I personally use a Lexol. I like that. I mean, I feel comfortable with this. Solar Seal, OSI, it's a mess. When you're using color match stuff, that stuff is, I mean, you get it somewhere and next thing you know, it's on all your tools and just going all over the place. So that stuff's good if it's doing that. Now, I wouldn't just use a generic silicone personally. I wouldn't recommend using just a generic silicone because I don't think it's got the quality that you're gonna need to try to make so when you go on a roof and you walk away, the plan is to never have to come back. That's what my plan always is, because I don't ever want to come back. You're almost getting yourself out of a job, because if you do shingles or other roofs, I'm here bashing some of the other roofing, but if you do, you're almost guaranteed to be back in anywhere from 15 to 30 years if they don't have the proper ventilation in their roof and all that. That's a few other things we can touch on then. Cap nailer, we use a cap stapler. I did not bring that. To put all our underlayment on. It's aired. I don't know if they made I know they're coming out with cordless stuff now. I don't know if they made a cordless cap nailer yet. Do they have one? That would be something to do if you're trying to get away from using air hoses. Pop rivet gun, and you want to make sure you got a few different sizes on there just in case your metal supplier doesn't have maybe the right whatever tip you had in, maybe it's not the same tip you need for the pop rivets they send out. Plenty of 1/8" bits, because depends what's doing. You go in and the metal bends a little bit and you break them. So you always want to have plenty of these on hand. I think that's square, level square, and I'm going to use this today, just a drill attachment to cut along a straight run. They do make the powered shears where it takes about 1/4 inch off. Those make the nicest cut. If you get a straight line and you need to make a nice straight cut, those shears are from what I've experienced, those are what make the nicest one. Because you want to have, this will leave, and the reason I want to use this today is because it'll leave a little bit of a wave in it. So when you go and try to put it on your valley cleat, it's going to want to catch. So if you can use the nibbler, that takes about 1/4 inch off, and if there's something you already used in the past and you feel comfortable with yet, as long as it leaves a nice straight edge, that's the most important thing. Okay. Hey, thanks for checking out these videos. Hope what you learned was very valuable for you. If you've got any questions or comments or would like to see something else, please reach out in our email or on our website. Thank you.